What is up, people of the internet? Welcome back to the Producer channel. This is Brownstone coming here with another video. And in this video, likely to be my last Avatar video for a while now, considering that the re-release is out of theaters by the time that this video comes out. Most likely out of theaters. If it isn't, then well, you'll hear from me. Probably a community post saying I saw it again or something. But yeah, I don't want this channel to be strictly Avatar, because like I have a lot of things to talk about, even though Avatar really is a masterpiece. I mean, you might hear from me again about it way later on. But for this video, I wanted to talk about the true reason why this movie was so successful when it came out in 2009, plus the re-release, and why its sequel will succeed. Now, I know when it comes to Avatar, it can be a heated topic among many as to what exactly made the original successful. A common consensus among both fans and critics alike is that the cinematography, the VFX, the CGI, all the technical aspects that were way ahead of its time when the movie first came out is what made it so successful. And I share that belief too. I believe that the CGI for it being ahead of its time was what propelled this movie into cult classic status. However, I think there were even more factors influencing its success. You can only get so far with CGI and visual effects, however impressive it is when it comes to making movies. And me being a filmmaker and training myself, I wanted to diagnose that sort of thing. Like, what made Avatar such a success in the first place, besides the CGI. And many people are gonna hate me for this, but I think it comes down to the story and characters as well. Many critics and haters are saying that the story's unoriginal, the characters are flat and stuff. I already addressed that in the previous video, which you should check out and give some views, please. And but I think it comes down to how effective this movie was at its message, at portraying like environmentalism and America's wars, really. Because for those of you who know the movie, you'll know that we are the bad guys. The humans are the bad guys who want to destroy Pandora to mine off resources. Now, many people are dismissing that as like flat character motivations and stuff, but I don't think many realize that was at one point actually true. I mean, it seems like many people forgot that we were pretty imperialistic back in the day, and if given the chance, we would do the exact same thing. Same thing. Many of our wars in the past have resorted to terrorist tactics, especially as paranoia is built up throughout the centuries and stuff. I mean, let's not forget a lot of things that our country did to our own people at the height of like World War II and the Cold War, McCarthyism and all that. But we have a history of that. Other sort of thing. We also have a history of destroying our environment. And while I'm not big on environmentalism, I mean I like environmentalism. I'm just not active in it. Maybe you don't see me like going out campaigning for like Green New Deal or whatever stuff. The Washington D.C. machine is pulling up. you don't see me campaigning for any of that. As one, I have different like political aspirations and beliefs, and beliefs. And while I do support environmentalism, I'm not active in it. But this movie does portray the topic of humans destroying the environment in a very realistic light. Right, like the lush, beautiful world of Pandora is used as a metaphor for what Earth once was before we started polluting the environment. So it's like, and then like when humans threaten to destroy Pandora to mine a resource, it really gives eerie vibes what we're going on now. This was a significant topic like at the time, and it still is, and the movie's message how it conveyed the message of the story and characters was nothing short of god tier in my opinion. Here we have a movie that not only boasts spectacular CGI and awe-inspiring visual effects and stuff, but here we have a story that, while not original, does portray the subject matter in a realistic light, more so than any other film covering this type of story has really. And I think that's really and I really think that was part of the draw with this movie. You're given time to sympathize and empathize with the Navi tribes and the Navi people, culture and stuff. You see Jay Sully's journey really, from making a deal with General Quadric and Parker to destroy. I don't remember the other villain guy's name. Go figure. And teaming up with them to destroy Pandora. And as he continues adventuring on Pandora with Neytiri in his avatar, Jake learns to appreciate and love the ways of life of the Navi. And when that is threatened, he makes a difficult decision to turn against his own people, the humans, which I think is not an easy choice for a person to make. I mean, you grow up among these people, and you meet this new tribe for the first time, who your kind is threatening. It's a pretty bold leap to embrace a new tribe, but that really shows how good of a heart that Jake really has. Really, if nothing else, it speaks to his heart and determination. That's why Neytiri early on in the film says you have a strong heart. So, heart, no fear, really. Ultimately, this a movie's message was so significant and so well told in dramatic fashion. Audiences flocked to it because it was about time a movie started tackling this sort of topic in a realistic light, or as realistic as you can be with space and blue alien monkeys, or what is the, or how did the RDA refer to them? Blue monkeys or savages? Savages or something. They call them a lot of names in the movie. But the RDA is evil. We'll put that. We'll leave it at that. So yeah, I believe that the story played big factors. Well, also the characters, because it's one thing to preach a strong message, and it's another thing also to have great CGI, but the characters too. You follow on this big epic journey with Jake and Neytiri as they bond and stuff. Jake learns the ways of Navi culture, as I said. Then he makes it a difficult decision to protect them against his own people, and wages war on humans and stuff. Something I'd imagine he will do again in the sequel when it comes out. So, and and you see the growing bond between Jake and Neytiri. You see them fall in love and fall in love and stuff. So you have really engaging characters to follow along with. Yeah. So it's not just preaching. I mean, it is, but oftentimes if a filmmaker is really smart, right, even though they're preaching a message, they can hide it underneath a really good story. Sorry, that's something not a lot of Hollywood is able to get these days. These days with their attempt at portraying current events and that sort of thing. They always focus on portraying the message, but they don't really figure out the story needed to get to that message. And that's what makes Avatar so special, really. Because here was this movie tackling essentially white colonialism, racial genocide, environmentalism, all these heavy topics in a very mature manner. And you have engaging characters to go along with it too. No matter what the haters may tell you on Reddit or whatever site they use to hate on the movie, the evidence speaks for itself. There's a reason why it became culturally significant. It's not just because of the CGI. You can have great CGI and a terrible film, and all people will come out remembering is the CGI. I think the reason why the only reasons why people's minds even go to the CGI is because one, it was ahead of its time. 2, it's extremely impressive. 3, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And 4, 1, 2, and 3. The point is, there was really no other movie like it at the time, and it really set a standard for the Hollywood industry. Like, yep, this is how movies should be done. Should be done. Get to work, studios. James Cameron showed the world that this is how you tell a really good story. This is how you're able to work with CGI, and it really set this standard for the industry. Nowadays, thanks to this one movie, tons of movies now look amazing with the CGI. Yeah, it's because Avatar set the standard. But like, you can only go so far with that, which is what makes the fact that he was able to pile on an incredible story and engaging characters as well. Like this film breaks the alien stereotype. Right. Like, essentially, a lot of movies dealing with space exploration would portray aliens as like, ooh, evil aliens, body snatcher aliens and stuff. We the humans must save the day from the evil aliens. And here was this film saying, no, they have their own culture too. They have their own ways of life. Like, sometimes aliens don't have to be portrayed as evil. They can be like us in a lot of ways, and different too. And there's no reason why we should villainize them. Now, I love the typical evil alien stereotype, but I agree that sometimes it can get offensive. I don't know. When you start piling on the racial aspect, it can get a tad bit noticeable what the message is trying to do. Which is why this movie was so revolutionary in saying, no, these aliens, the Navi, they have their own culture too, they have their own way of life, and we should respect that. There's no reason why we should enforce our standards onto them. Yeah, they have their lives, we have ours. And that's what's so significant about the movie, is that it was able to break that stereotype, break break that grind, that same cliche that was going on, that same tired trope that was going on in many movies dealing with space and aliens. So you gotta commend the movie for that, even if you don't really like how should I phrase this? Even if you really don't agree with the majority of Avatar fans saying it's a masterpiece, you have to at least respect what the movie did here. It's not just because of the spectacular CGI, amazing visuals, and all that. It's because this movie had an amazing story to boot as well. And finally, I want to talk about what's coming ahead. For Avatar, Avatar 2, aka Avatar: The Way of Water, and why I believe that Avatar: The Way of Water will succeed. With this movie being such a huge box office success, and with the re-release doing well, it really is a no-brainer that audience interest is still there for Pandora. There's still money to be made with this franchise, and the reason why I believe that Avatar: The Way of Water will succeed is because of that fact. The haters can try and discourage us fans of Avatar all you want. Say that like Avatar: The Last Airbender is better. Nobody remembers this Avatar and stuff, but that's not true. That's not true. The majority of us love this movie. The majority of us love Avatar, and the more and the critics and the haters can try and discourage us all they want. That doesn't discourage the fact of the truth that we're here and we exist. There are tons of people like myself who love this movie, and I encourage them, as I did in like part 2, to rise up and say, no, we love this movie and we're proud to say it. Because if we do that, we will get the completion of this franchise. Like when a franchise is made, like when a movie is declared to be a franchise, there's always the balance hanging in the line that if next movie doesn't do well, the rest of the sequels will be canceled. Because Avatar 3 is so far along in post-production at this point, I don't think Avatar 3 will be scrapped. But if Avatar 2 doesn't do well, or if Avatar 3 doesn't do well, 4 and 5 won't come. And then that'll be the end of Pandora. Prematurely. And we don't want that. We have to show that there is a vested interest in this franchise. Which is why I'm calling upon every single one of you. I'm going to try and say this, like Jake's always said this to the Navi people. The haters have sent a message that they can take whatever they want, but we will send them a message that this is our land, that this is our film, our film, our world, and we'll show them that we're not afraid. Kinda. I think I messed up the rest of that. I don't know. I didn't script this, so. But my point is, us Avatar fans need to show Disney that there is a vested interest, that there's still money to be made from this franchise, because that's all the studios care about at the end of the day. If we fans want to see all five movies, we have to stand up for it. We have to be louder than the haters are. It's not going to be easy, because you see them all over the place, but I feel that if enough of us speak up, we can be louder than them. So, essentially what I'm saying is, we can do this. We got this. And I'm so happy to have seen this movie and become a fan, a huge fan of this franchise, because really, I couldn't have asked for anything more. This movie truly is a masterpiece, and I am so happy to have talked about it, to have experienced it. And I will continue to experience it. After the film's gone from theaters, I will experience it with the DVD, Blu-ray, with all the versions that there are. I'm so very happy to have experienced the movie now, especially when I didn't even think I would get that opportunity back in because I didn't see it back in 2009. So the fact that this movie re-released for the stupid reason that it, even though it had a stupid reason for re-releasing, as I mentioned in my original analysis video, why the re-release of Avatar matters. I'm so very happy to have experienced this movie. I'm so happy to continue to experience it. I'm so happy I saw it. I'm so happy I went on a ride. I'm so happy I discovered this world, these characters, and all that. And I'll continue to defend it. For as long as these movies keep coming, you'll continue to hear me talk about them. This is not the end. My videos, I know I'm making it sound like a finale, but yeah, well, I don't intend to talk about it for quite some time, as I want to focus on other stuff too. I might drop some Avatar videos every now and then, but now that the craze is over for now at least, I think if I'm to start talking about Avatar again at all, I should start focusing on the sequel, because that's what many people are focused on. So I might make some dedicated videos to those and all that. I just wanted, in this five-part series, I know you may be thinking, oh, it's only 4 videos. No, I'm actually counting the original Avatar video, rather than the re-release of Avatar Matters as part 1. So, yeah. I just want to say thank you. I believe that that Avatar: The Way of Water will succeed if we show up in droves. We need to show them that there is an interest in this franchise, and I have no doubt that we can do it together. So, yeah, I mean, that does it. That does it for this video. You know, this was a pretty lengthy one, but I just can't stop talking about this movie. This movie really is a masterpiece, as I said. So, yeah. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to be updated on future content. I will see you all later.